Woo! And she's back. Okay. Lord Jesus. Okay. Are you on Instagram?
I'm not. Let me.
Okay, because I was trying to invite you and I'm like having the darndest time.
Yeah, do you have my I guess maybe it depends on which account you have. So I have one for soul artistry and then a personal account too. Let me see.
Yeah, that's why I put 5:30 as like the live time because of technical difficulties people are sorting themselves through, you know?
Yes.
All right.
So I'm gonna go on through the soul artistry and
yeah, if you want to invite me, then I can just accept the invitation. Because I was trying to invite you, but like it wasn't popping up.
how do I do that actually?
If you look down at the bottom, it'll be like two heads with a little like half a circle kind of going between the two of them. And then I think you just click on it and then you select my name or colorful roots.
Okay, and actually okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it through my personal page because that has more followers.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
And then that way I don't have to worry about finding it. If you just invite me, then we're good.
It says you go live with someone, anyone who can watch their live videos will be able to watch it too. When I click on the two little circles, it doesn't give me the option to
Go live.
One. Yeah.
It gives me. Is it Yolanda? Should I be looking for?
Yeah, YL Soul Artistry.
Well, we might just have to whatever. I thought we could do something really special and totally cool, but it's just not popping off where I can find you. Let me try this other option. Anybody that's watching, if you guys know how we can go live together, give us some pointers here in the comments.
Maybe. Let me see if I can go to yours. Let me see.
Because I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying to log. Got my whole entire head in the screen.
Okay, so you see I just joined. Maybe you can click. Oh, here I go. I'm going to send you a request.
Yeah. You like natural? Hey, there you are. Okay, I see you. Yay! I think it's gonna happen. Let's see.
Did it work?
I think it's about to happen. Look, good God, it's happening.
Oh, it's happening.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm calling those things that be not as though they were.
There we go.
There is God through technical difficulties. I'm a little loud. I gotta put the speaker back out.
Yeah, I wonder about the feedback because we're doing both things.
I wonder how everybody else does it. Okay. Well, we're gonna make a decision. Do the live. This song. Do the other song.
Ooh.
I know it sounds more difficult. I don't know if that's really. I'll see. Luckily, ain't nobody doing nothing.
They all quarantine each
other. Ain't got nowhere to go. Sit back and relax. Let us work through these.
Right. So somebody said turn out the speaker on one device. Okay, so I'm gonna go all the way down on my. Did that help?
It does, because I was like, oh my God, like I'm being haunted. Well, I can't turn the speaker down on this. It might not even record anything. I just need volume on this because I can go back and tweak this. I don't know how to do things to it now. We're gonna get there. We are gonna get there.
He said, "See, okay, so maybe that was it."
Yeah. Okay. We're
Is that
good.
it?
Yes. Yay. Okay. I'm feeling really good. Let me get this one little thing together, and then we just might be 100. Right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Since we're about to get into this thing, you guys mind if I get a little water right quick? Right back. Yes. Okay. I'm so excited. Yay! All right. Well, hello, family. Welcome to another colorful conversation. Today, I'm super duper excited because we have Yolonda Lavender with us. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey.
Okay, so like for one thing, I feel like we can almost say we go all the way back.
Yes.
I mean, a little bit because like 2015, that's when my husband and I first moved out here, and that's when we were going to like the open mics and
Yep.
ball, listening to everybody's poetry and your cousin DC. Like it's been about 5 years now.
Long
Crazy.
time.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. And then like look at how you have grown. I'm so excited about your business and like everything you're doing with soul artistry, community, like it's crazy. Like totally crazy. So I want to know, like, what's your inspiration? Like, tell me your inspiration for your business. I've seen how it's grown and how you've helped other artists. Like, tell us a little bit about your business and what you do.
Yeah, so Soul Artistry LLC I started about 8 years ago now, and it really so I'm a performing artist, and so the need really for the company was birthed out of my label mates and I. So Truth Tone is a label that my cousin Kevin Lavender Jr. Is the CEO of. And so he created this label. A bunch of us, some of us who are, blood related and friends, really all of us are, brothers and sisters related. We started out on this music journey with like recording in the studio, which eventually led to live performances as well. And so when we wanted to have like showcase and performance opportunities, we were coming up against like not finding those opportunities, and there just not being a lot of opportunity to perform. And so we started to create those opportunities for ourselves, and so I really received like the blueprint for soul artistry from what I was doing as a performing artist with Truth Tone. Yeah, and so I created the company with the idea of, again, providing like performance and showcase opportunities for artists, but also like artistic development. And then even more specifically, being able to help artists understand the business side of their artistry and how they can, they don't have to be starving artists and they can make money from their craft. Yes.
Yes, I love your hashtag, by the way, pay artists, because yes, and more yes.
Yeah, so paying artists, like you would anyone else who provides a service. And so, yeah, it just kind of was birthed out of that and has continued to grow. I've been able to do a lot of curating in the community of Kalamazoo, but not only Kalamazoo, regionally and also nationally. And so just, again, with the focus of me being able to develop this idea or blueprint for creating performance opportunities for myself, and then wanting to share that information with other artists. And then again, with the goal of folks being able to be paid for the performances that they do. So yeah, that's really what it was birthed out of, and kind of what it has grown to today. And then I will say, even more specifically, with the current situation that we find ourselves in with this pandemic, it just has solidified the importance of artists being paid. Like I have a lot of friends who are full-time working artists who, you know, have needed to apply for unemployment and sometimes have not been able to access those resources. And so it really is upon us to be able to find creative ways to book artists and pay them to be able to, you know, to showcase their craft. I feel very fortunate that I, you know, also have a full-time job of doing work in this community in the world of philanthropy. And so it just is even more imperative for me because I have that security to make sure that I'm using the company Soul Artistry to get artists paid. So.
Yeah, so tell me more about like the curation. Like you're saying curating, like some people might be like, what does curating actually like mean? Like how do you use that and how do you translate that to other people?
Yeah, so curating basically is like you create or put together some type of opportunity for folks to be able to showcase what it is that they do. So again, in this situation, specifically for artists. So my company puts on a Juneteenth celebration in June. And so, you know, we have been able to curate or bring in artists to perform, visual artists to showcase their works as well.
And I've taken advantage of that most definitely with Colorful Roots and shown support.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So anything, again, that when you're creating a platform for folks to be able to showcase what it is that they do, and then I'm going to keep saying it, being able to be paid from those opportunities.
Right. Exactly. So you said that you came from a group and you guys kind of learned these different concepts. Do you teach those concepts like online or anything like that?
So the way that I've been doing it so far is working in person, like one-on-one with artists or in group settings when it comes to like providing those opportunities to youth. But again, like so many situations in my life, professionally and personally, I feel like this pandemic has created a sense of urgency for things that maybe, you know, some of us were already wanting to do and hadn't had the opportunity to. So I do see a huge opportunity to move those artistic development opportunities to a virtual format to be able to help artists again to see the steps and the benefits of the business side, like having a business mindset with the work that they do. So absolutely.
So it sounds to me like a lot of artists and people that are in these different social types of businesses, like basically, you know, a lot of networking people that vend and, you know, take advantage of a lot of the festivals that usually go on. How is that working now? Are people not scheduling events? Do you know whether you're going to have gigs? How is that impacting you?
Yeah, huge impact. That's a great question. So again, I also am a performing artist, and I have had to cancel like at least 3 gig opportunities that were already scheduled for like summer. And so I know that, you know, other artists have had to do the same. And again, these are folks who they rely heavily, like this is their bread and butter in the way that they are able to generate revenue. And so the canceling of those performance opportunities is, you know, devastating for people, which is why I think it's even more important to ramp up the focus of being paid for your artistry. But again, this situation is creating urgency around like equitable pay for the work that folks are doing. So yeah, festivals, I mean, everything is being canceled. And even if you do move to a digital platform, which you see a lot of folks like going live.
Definitely.
A lot of that stuff, you know, right now is being done essentially for free, and artists will ask for, you know, tips. I've seen that. Other platforms. So I think that, for instance, like Erykah Badu has created her own platform where consumers can check out her streams by paying. So she started out with you pay $1, the next stream was $2, the third one was $3. I mean, I have
Okay,
seen.
I didn't hear all that. That's
Yeah,
awesome. God, that's
absolutely.
a girl too. And we
Yes.
got a little story to talk about with Erica Badu. We're gonna get there.
Yeah. I mean, leave it up to her to be the one to, model what that can look like. But there's been pushback from people about her charging, but it's like, I mean, I don't even like argue with people anymore. It's just like, pay the artist. Like that's the end of the conversation. Pay the artist.
Right, most definitely.
A service, and they deserve to be paid. So yeah.
So I have a question. What do you think? Because I used to have this debate with my husband all the time about like how they were phasing out like CDs. And I'm like, I don't want to phase out CDs. I don't want to phase out DVDs because I want something tangible that I can have and I can hold. They can turn the stream thing off on me and satellite can come down. I want something I can press play. And then I know a lot of people used to, I have different feelings about the word hustle, right? Because I don't want, everything is not a hustle. And I think sometimes when you break it down to say hustle, it demeans the work of the person. Sometimes it's like, I'm working hard, I'm professional, I'm doing the work. It's not always just like a hustle. But anyways, people used to push CDs and you had that power. So I push the CD, you give me $10. You know what I'm saying? And I can stack. And then they got rid of the CDs and it was like iPod. I think a whole generation didn't even get into that. So, I mean, how do artists get paid? Because people now can get so much for free and you can exploit yourself for like likes. You know what I'm saying? So how do you control that revenue, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, again, because of the limited amount of compensation that artists see from the streaming, the performance, the in-person performances and the gigs is how a lot of artists are able to make their money. So I think it just speaks to, again, this situation propelling us to be more creative about how we do that, how we go about that. Because like Spotify, those other like streaming services, the artists very limited amount of like the percentages from those sales. So I know that some of those platforms like Spotify, Bandcamp have moved to not withdrawing their revenue share so that artists can get 100% of the profit. But that's not right now an ongoing thing. But again, I think that this pandemic is propelling us to look at new processes that we need to sustain even beyond this moment. So why not, the first of every month or every 2 months, not take away your revenue share so that artists can be paid equitably. The fact that streaming services have decided to do that in this moment is proof that it's something that's possible, that can be done. And so I think that just continuing to do that is definitely the way to go. So I think that would be my answer to that, is that artists already were not really relying on that in terms of funding, but also in terms of like getting their music out there. Like the in-person connection at a show, at a gig, is how you are able to connect with people for them to even want to go and stream your music. So
And so do you see people like, because we don't know how we're transitioning back into reality, right? So do you see people wearing like masks at an event at night, like, I don't know how all this is gonna roll out, right? With everybody wearing masks, there got to be some real friendly looking masks, because some of these masks, I'm like, I'm scared of some of these masks. So how do you think that's gonna go overall publicly at events if we're allowed to participate?
Even once we do move back into a space where we start to gather, people are not going to. Like, it's going to take a really long time, I think, for people to be comfortable again with, going into a space where there's going to be lots of other people there. And so we're, again, going to have to continue to be creative about the way that we do that. So venues opening up for a certain amount of people for artists to be able to do showcases. I can, see something like that potentially happening. I think that the continuation of, going live on these social media platforms will be something that will continue to happen. I think artists will probably be able to transition into performance venues going live with not like a live audience there for them while they're performing. I can see more of that continuing to happen. And then, yeah, once people do start to feel more comfortable with coming out and, you know, going to a show, everybody's gonna be masked up, I think.
Yeah.
Which takes away from it too, because you get your energy from like being able to look at people and
Right.
see their reaction to what you're doing and performing on stage. And so I don't know, you know, even how that dynamic might be. A lot of times people are like drinking when they're in the venue, and so how do you do that with like the the mask on, right? Yeah, so there's so many things that we have to like think differently and more creatively about. And for me, it's about giving artists the space to be able to do that. In my opinion, they need to have some financial relief in order to even think creatively right now. Like it just has to be, yes, there just has to be some relief in that area for folks to even, you know, get their wheels turning around like, what could I do? How can I do something differently now that things are changed?
Right. Now, do you see us as Black people creating some of our own spaces to promote our own people on a large scale? You know what I'm saying? Because there's always like pockets. But, you know, will there be an online community center? Will they be, you know, a private space? Do you find that there's a need for a private space, or do you think that we should just be out, you know,
Yeah, that's
in
a good
all of
question.
these social media? Because, you know, there's so much of your intellectual and all of your thoughts and everything can be so exposed to everybody just like that under somebody else's control.
Yeah.
So is there any interest in like an online, like Black people meet.com, but we just get to hang out together? You know?
Yeah, that's
Like
a
we
good
gotta
question.
meet digitally because we can't go anywhere else, just in the community. Do you see
so
that sparking?
Absolutely. So the same way that there was an essential need for, you know, Black spaces when we were able to gather, that need has not changed. And so we do need to be thinking about how do we now create those spaces virtually so that people can gather in that way. I mean, oh my goodness, my response and like just I don't know, just taking in, you know, Black Twitter's energy around like these versus battles. And just, I mean, it literally is like an entire experience amongst Black folks on Twitter as they're experiencing the battle between Teddy Riley and Babyface, or I don't even know what I'm going to do tomorrow with the Jill Scott and Erica Badu that like, it's like a whole
okay, so who are you batting for? You know, because y'all go back.
Is that even a question?
An investment in one of them, but they invested in you. Like, tell us about that.
Oh yeah, I'm Erica Badu all the way, like without even a doubt. And it's not like that to me. They're very different artists. Like people, you know, put them in the same like box because they do like neo soul music, but they are like very different artists to me. Like they're not even you know the same. But I think I mean I'm, you know, going for Erica just because of my affinity to her and the
and you guys shared the same stage. Can we just have a moment? Can you tell me about that moment? Because I was there during that moment and I was so excited for you. I'm like, I'm like, how did that come to be? You shared the same stage with Erica Badu, like the concert opened up. Like, tell us.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so grateful that I had that experience because my grandchildren or whoever will listen when I'm 98 will be hearing about that even then. Yeah, so I remember that I heard that this promoter out of Grand Rapids was going to be bringing Erica Badu to Kalamazoo to perform at Miller Auditorium. And so as soon as the tickets went on sale, like I bought a ticket. And so I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. And then I remember there was like conversation about, is there going to be an opener? Like I was able to reach out to them and didn't, you know, really get a response initially. And then I feel like I remember them replying that they weren't, doing any openers. And then I think it might have been like a week or 2 weeks before. And they emailed me and were like, would you be interested? And I didn't even read the entire email. I was just like, yes, then. Yeah, like what kind of question is that? Yeah, so they hit me up and were like, yeah, we're gonna move in this direction now, like would you be interested? And I was like, absolutely. And then immediately went into curator mode and was like, okay, so I want to have these musicians, a DJ to like do some opening stuff and background vocalists, and just like the whole aesthetic of it, like what I was going to wear and intentionality behind that, what songs I was going to perform, just like the photographers to document the experience.
That was just a whole entire moment. It was a whole entire scene. It was a whole entire energy. It was like y'all did that. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, it was just I always tell people that it was like I was floating on top of my body, watching myself perform on that stage. And it wasn't just like, oh, I got to open for Erykah Badu, but like I was the only opener. Like they, came to me and asked that, and I was the only opener. And then I got
in your city.
Yes, I got to meet her after, and she like gave feedback about one of the songs I performed, and I was like, you were listening while I was singing? It was just like, it was so crazy. So yeah, it was like a mind-blowing experience that I of course will never forget. Yeah.
Yes, and then you had your song Kalamazoo.
Yes, which was written by my cousin and label mate DC. It was written by DC, and then a chick with beats who is also local to Kalamazoo, but like an internationally known producer. She produced the music for that, and then of course I was blessed to be able to perform the song. So yeah, it was
in Kalamazoo, Erykah Badu. I mean, come on now. It's great.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Oh my goodness. Yes. And that's inspiring, right? So what would you say, before we close out, to like inspire other artists right now? Because this is an interesting time, because now you have the time to be artistic. So like you can kind of be down in the dumps if you want to, or you can take this time and be absolutely strategic with it or whatever, but what would you say to inspire them?
Yeah, the first thing is that I will acknowledge that this moment that we're having, while for some people it might surface as like additional time or an opportunity to do something, I also recognize that for other folks that might not be the case. Like I know my capacity to be able to even think creatively at the beginning of this was just like, it was non-existent. And so I've gone through different, moments throughout the days and the weeks where some days I'm like, oh yeah, let me go and do this, or, conjure up that. And then other days where it's like, no, I can't do anything. I can't think about anything. And so I think number one, artists giving themselves grace to be able to be in either of those spaces at any, particular moment. And being okay with that, like not holding that against themselves. But also like when they are in the moments where they feel like they can dig in and be creative, to just like go all the way with it and, create as much as you can based on this moment, because we won't ever get this back. Like this time will never be here again. And so being able to document artistically how you're feeling in this moment, like people are going to be able to look back on that like months, years, decades from now, and figure out what was going on for people in that moment. So I would say dig in, and then don't give up hope, especially for artists who are full-time artists and they rely heavily on being able to perform and put out music as their income. Like please do not give up hope in that regard. I mean, I want people to know that I am working with folks to do all I can to make sure that opportunities are created for artists to be able to be paid. And so I'll have more information on that coming out like in the next few weeks. But yeah, don't give up hope in that like full-time emergence into being an artist, and recognize the value in who you are as a creative, and that like the world needs that, especially right now. Like you see people are like Netflix, that's filmmakers that people are able to enjoy, that these versus battles, those are artists that people are watching. Being
Very
able
true.
to like lose yourself in somebody's artwork during a time like this, like that, all of that proves the value of art and the artists that are creating that. So don't forget about that value as well.
Most definitely. And then this is a question I always love to ask everyone, and I'm definitely going to ask you. What do you want your legacy to be? Like, what's the purpose? What do you want your legacy to be?
Mm. Well, I've been very clear on the fact that I'm on this earth to do several things. I've been, purpose to do a lot within community, specifically lifting up folks of color, and even more specifically the Black community. Again, my role in helping artists to be able to find value and be compensated likewise. And so I think all of those things for me, like at the end of it, I just want to be able to look back and be comfortable in knowing that I like did everything that I could and left it all here. But then also like making sure that I have fulfilled the responsibility of Kuumba, which is a Swahili word, and one of the Kwanzaa principles that means creativity. But the idea behind it is that you leave things better than the way that you receive them. And so if whatever I'm touching or able to be involved in, as long as I've been able to do that, then I know that I've done what I'm supposed to do. So that's my legacy, is all wrapped up in that, leaving things better than the way I found them.
Right, and I stand to attest that I've always seen you doing good in the community, and I know you definitely a blessing and will
Thank
go
you.
down in history.
Oh
in
my God.
Black Arts and Cultural Center. You rock that. That was like our whole duration here.
Yeah.
I swear to God. It has been like, because we've only been here for like 5 years. So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's it. And you made a very, very big impact with that. I know they were definitely pleased with all of your work, and I appreciate all of your work. Know that Brandy, Colorful Roots, definitely big supporters. I appreciate your support as well. We definitely want to know like how to get in contact with you. We have you on the Colorful Roots Black Business Marketplace right now, but tell everybody, how to contact you and get more information about soul artistry.
Yes, absolutely. So Soul Artistry LLC on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and then my personal pages, YL Soul Artistry, again, on all the same platforms to be able to check out my, personal journey, professional, and then what I do as an artist as well. So you can reach me there. And then, thank you too, Brandy, for your support, unwavering over the years. I really appreciate and appreciate what you stand for and your steadfastness and not wavering with that, because I know that it's not always easy not to assimilate, but like at this moment we have to just be firmly planted. So I appreciate that about you as well.
Thank you, love. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for checking us out today. I definitely will chop and screw this interview so we can get some tidbits and everything going. Thank you, Colorful Roots family. Please like, subscribe. Colorful Roots is on YouTube. I got to get better with this whole thing. Like colorfulroots.com, Colorful Roots Marketplace for the Black business search engine, Colorful Roots for dashikis, to meet more artists like Yolonda and all of the other artists that we've had on colorful conversations. I hope you guys like this on YouTube. This video is going to be really weird because I'm looking off to the side, but that's all right. Because we learn it, right? We got to give ourselves time and space to learn. Thank the Lord. Well, thank you, Yolanda, for being with us. Again, I'm a big supporter of you, and I think some of us head honchos got to get together to make this thing snap, pack, pop, whatever.
Yeah.
Got to do some things, if you know what I mean, okay? We got to get the powerhouses together.
Yeah.
So God bless. Good night.
Thank you. Hello. See ya.
Wait, no.
Oh.
We got to do the commercial.
Yeah.
Yes, we got to show the commercial now. Instagram, I'm sorry, I would have to pick up the phone and do something real creative for you guys to see it because I got it on the computer. But we're going to pull this commercial up because Yolanda did the first Colorful Roots commercial some 2-3 years ago.
Yes.
Hallelujah. So let's look at God. All right, let me see if I still know how to do this thing here. Yeah. Have to get creative here and be patient. Actually, you know what? Instagram, I am going to post this for you guys. Boom. Check y'all out later. All right. I can't do a million things at one time. I tried.
Right.
I only got it down to 100. Can you hear me, Yolanda?
Yep.
Are you still there with me, darling?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Now I can hear you. You know, that whole double screen thing was kind of weird.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm learning this Zoom thing. Have you been doing a lot of Zoom?
Oh, every day, 9-10 times a day.
Really? Through work? Are you doing it through work? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Like, people really had to, like, just change the whole game just like that. Like, overnight.
Right.
Okay. It is insane to me. Like, even my sister told me about school and the boys and trying to teach them online. I said, wow, we really got a thing going here. All right. Yeah. But hey, we rise into the occasion. We know how to adapt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just I'm gonna get much faster at this one. Here we go. Can you see it? Yay! Okay. So that wasn't the smoothest. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. Yes. Thank you. And I didn't even realize it until now, but these earrings are from Colorful Roots.
So, but you know, well, awesome. But yeah, I'm totally serious. You know, I've got the Black Business Search Engine. I'm doing these videos, kind of piloting, seeing how things go. But I mean, it's time for some centralized community. You know what I'm saying? So I've got the blog that I'm working on the Colorful Roots website. So I don't know if you have a YouTube channel or stuff or anything, but if you want me to link something on there, all you have to do is send me like the YouTube link and I can go ahead and put it on there, because I'm also supporting and just trying to pull us together, you know, basically, you know, that's what we need to do. In my opinion, I feel like we do best when our back is against the wall. Sometimes we get so independent that we don't realize that we actually really desperately need each other, you know? So I'm here for you, my love.
Yes, likewise. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and don't hesitate to reach out to me too if there's anything you need.
Yeah. Did you get your mask?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm making sure. You know, like, if you want to send a little shot, feel free.
Oh, you know I will.
Thank you so much, though. I definitely appreciate it. I'm so glad that I was able to like find something to do. You know, I was opening up my optical shop. I was 2 days in.
Yeah.
2 days in to opening up the shop, and so yeah, it's just been interesting. But it's like I gotta do something. I didn't see anybody with masks on. My best friends are nurses. And they were like, we don't have gloves, so I'm sending them gloves. And I was like, you know, I need to start making masks. Let's put some culture on it. And boom. Also, my husband like, why do we have gloves showing up at the door? And what are you doing? What you think about this prototype? I'm like, look, I'm gonna do something. We're gonna do something. We're gonna get it popping out here. We gotta take care of our own. And I really want to do something about like getting some donations to donate masks to our community. Because, you know, because some people have extra money. So if you want to get the mask at a discounted rate, I'll be happy to take them to our community. Because when I was going out, just, you know, surveying the scene and trying to get information out, I just saw a lot of people not wearing masks. You know what I'm saying? And that was early on. Now it's the pressure to wear the mask. And now it's just about making sure that they're comfortable, that people can breathe in them, and figuring out, like, what about people that are short of breath? You know what I'm saying? We have people that are short of breath. You know, you have people with asthma, you have all these different things. So we just need to make sure. I just got a thing. People are like, well, do you have it where you can put the extra filter in there? I said, on some level, you got to breathe. I mean, ain't you supposed to breathe?
Right.
Like, you put too many layers, and you know, every fabric has its own porosity. So it's not like there's some equation by having 3 layers. You need to have a level of being able to breathe too.
Yes.
That's kind of important. So yeah, because I'm a girl, you be at the grocery store, they got the mask down here. So if you got feedback, let me know. My mom is working on making some a band that has like a button on each end, so that you try to be able to adjust it off of your ears. Because I like to wear my earrings. I don't like, you know, just what's going on. What's going on? So we're trying to master this thing, you know, because we want it to be cute. We want it to be comfortable, you know, the best we can, because it looks like it's something that we're going to have for a long time.
Yep. This is where we are.
So yeah, working on those things. So I definitely appreciate the support, and you know, we're gonna figure it out. So get in our thinking tanks when we're in the mode, and go for it. So I'll let you go, love. Again, I like your setup. That is so cute.
Thank you.
It's a flat wall, or?
Yeah, yep. Just this is like my creativity space. So yep, the wall, and then all of my instruments and stuff, mics and stuff. Yeah.
Like, I created my little office and everything at home. I'm like, you know, I'll roll with the punches. So I'm like, got my little studio, trying to figure some things out. Like, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you have a good one. I appreciate you.
Likewise. Take care.
Yes, and I'll give you updates once I go through it all. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.